So our next presentation is by, I'm going to apologize in advance, Mary Ellen Makhlouf, the founder of Creative and Forward Creative, and Emily Towns, the company's web developer. Forward Creative is a creative agency, a company born from Mary Ellen's desire to redefine the digital landscape and support Atlantic Canadian organizations. Their mission is to drive sustainable growth and innovation through strategic consulting, digital transformation, and marketing, with a vision to make a lasting impact on the businesses and communities it serves, particularly in the rural areas. She employs a diverse workforce, providing employment opportunities primarily to people living with disabilities and other equity-deserving groups. Emily is the company's web developer. She was a registered nurse for more than 10 years before learning that she was on the autism spectrum and changes were needed in her life and career. A lifelong passion for technology led Emily to retain and completing an IBM's Cyber Security Analyst Professional Certificate. Her credentials include a diploma in software and web development, software product management, specialization, and Google UX design. Yay. she is a proud member of the Nova Scotia Information and Communication Standard Development Committee, whose mandate is to provide recommendations for the Information and Communication Accessibility Standard as part of the Nova Scotia Accessibility Act. Please welcome to the stage Mary Ellen and Emily Towns.
Big room. I'll start with my visual description. I'm a white woman with long brown hair, wearing a black turtleneck, black blazer, and black pants, otherwise known as a really boring outfit compared to what everybody else has been wearing today. I use the pronouns she, her. I am also an ADHD girly, still on my journey of self-discovery and self-disclosure. I didn't forget my notes today, but I did add 15 new ideas over lunch. So really excited to be here today.
Hi, everybody. I'm Emily. My visual description is I am mid-30s white female, long brown hair. I'm also wearing mostly black, not very exciting. Yeah, you already know a bit about me. So.
It's a pleasure and honor to be here today, and I look forward to sharing a piece of our story here at Forward Creative. The piece of the story where we had the opportunity to work with Teamwork Cooperative to change the full trajectory of our business. As mentioned, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Forward Creative. We started our creative agency in Wallis Bay, Nova Scotia. If anybody knows Wallis Bay, it has population like 100. So I think a lot of people thought I was a little crazy when I did that, but I really believed in the power of our rural communities here in Nova Scotia and Atlantic Canada at large. And I think that I've proven otherwise of those rural communities as we've done our work. And I do go off script a little bit, I'm sorry. At the time, it was a family affair. I started the business with my mother. We teamed up to focus on branding, marketing, and website development for businesses and organizations, primarily with a social impact purpose. It was a labor of love, and like any small business, it required a lot of resiliency, hands-on effort, and grit. I always tell the story that I originally thought I was going to be an entrepreneur so I could have Fridays off. Not the case. Now I'm lucky if I get a Sunday off, but I'm working on balance. We led a number of projects and social impact campaigns ourselves as well, including building free e-stores for businesses that closed abruptly in the pandemic. However, as the business began to scale, we realized we needed more resources, more talent, and more skills on the team to service our clients with the same level of dedication and care each project deserved. For any small business owner, and I really want to underscore small business, it was just us, my mother and I, the work you do is deeply personal. It's like your baby. In fact, I started this business when I had my baby crawling around my feet. And the thought of handing off tasks to an employee or someone who's working on our team was really daunting. The things that you've nurtured and shaped throughout your small business experience are very deeply passionate to you. And so the journey of employment was one that I was nervous to embark on. And here's the part where I wish I could tell you like a grand story about how we came to find teamwork, but I don't actually remember how I found Teamwork Cooperative. But I do also want to recognize that Pratima reminded me at the table before I came up that I had reached out to her, and that's sort of how the whole ball got rolling. And I do remember the moment that I did connect with Pratibha and Rob and their team at Teamwork Cooperative. I knew they were exactly what I needed in that moment. Rob made the process seamless, introducing me to Emily and setting the stage for what turned out to be a game-changing partnership. I truly believe to this day that teamwork matched Emily and I, not just through like a credential job approach. He connected us because we believed that we would get along and that we would understand each other and ultimately be able to form a positive working relationship. And he was right, hopefully. Yeah, I think so. Still think so. Emily, who had just began her career in tech after transitioning from nursing, was exactly what we needed at Forward Creative. I always told her, and to this day, that she is the first person I ever handed something to and felt it came back better than I could have ever imagined. Now we are surrounded by many team members that do that every day, but Emily was the first. And for that, I believe that she is the one who truly taught me how to build a team within a company. As her role has grown and shaped from what initially was described as junior WordPress developer and then evolved very significantly to product manager and now our primary web developer, I think that many look at this story and relationship and feel or assess that I gave Emily an opportunity. But the truth is she gave me an opportunity and she continues to give me many opportunities, including standing up here speaking today. She gave me, she brought new ideas like building accessibility into our websites as a standard practice, and she continues to bring value to our business and clients every single day. We have since built portals that support organizations to hire more diverse workforces, and none of that would have been possible without her. Looking back, I realized that what felt daunting at first, trusting someone with work I'd built so carefully, turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made. Emily didn't just support the business, she helped it grow in ways I couldn't have done alone. So to any small business in the audience, and I really want to underscore small because I think when we talk about these topics, we think big, we think policy, we think major corporations making big changes. That's super important. But small businesses also hold a lot of power and a lot of opportunity to bring in diverse people to work within them. And so to anyone who is looking at hiring talented people, including those living with disabilities, I urge you to go for it. And I urge you to bring teamwork along with you by your side while you go through that process. Sometimes the best opportunities come from trusting others to help you move forward. We're living proof of that, and I'm so grateful for the incredible people who have been a part of this journey and continue to be a part of this journey today and onward. Thank you, and I really hope Emily has some things to say that are nice too.
I think so, yeah.
Do you want to?
Yeah. Hi again. Mary Ellen, that's tough to follow. She says lots of wonderful things because she's a wonderful person. So I think I can echo a lot of the things that she said. I'm also honored and humbled to be here in front of all of you to share a small but very, excuse me, important piece of our story. Before I was a web developer with Mary Ellen and Forward Creative, I was a registered nurse for 11 years, although my special interest has always been tech. While I liked my career choice, I was running into a wall of burnout at least once a year, leading to sick leave and at times hospitalizations. Because of this, I was barely getting through each day. I didn't discover until I was about 30 that I was on the autism spectrum. On my last sick leave as a nurse, my father passed away after a long battle with depression. It was devastating. I knew then that I needed to make some changes so that my family would never have to know the pain of losing a parent in that way. When I reached out to Teamwork for help, I was unsure of what the outcome would be. However, with the help of a case manager, I was able to access many resources that I may not have known about by myself. I was able to start a diploma program in software and web development while still helping to support my family because of the resources that Teamwork connected me with. When I began nearing the end of my diploma program, I knew that it would be a challenge to find employment in a field that I had never worked in before. Job applications went unanswered, and I was struggling to find work. It was at this point that I reached out to the Job Connect program through Teamwork, and I think at that time it was Rob. Thanks, Rob. Luckily for me, this was around the same time that Mary Ellen connected with the program. I like to call it fate, but I think it was a very happy coincidence that these things both happened around the same time. We were connected through the program, and I knew from our first meeting that my relationship with work was going to change drastically. Since then, I have been flexing my creativity, wrangling projects into order, showing off my strong sense of logic, and learning something new each and every day. And I have been loving each and every second of it, working alongside Mary Ellen. I say this with all sincerity. My life has absolutely changed in the last year and a half. I was struggling to survive each and every day before I changed careers. Mary Ellen has not only supported me as a boss and a friend, but she has encouraged me, helped me to highlight my strengths, and let me love myself for who I am. None of this would have been possible without the groundwork that the wonderful people laid for us at Teamwork. In closing, I just want to leave you with a reminder. Sometimes it can become difficult to see your impact on others during the day-to-day grind. But just know that what you do does have an impact. I am proof that a few people can not only change, but save a life. And that should be recognized and celebrated not only today, but each and every day.
Well, thank you. That was, I found myself more emotional listening and really just kind of watching you two up here. It really just speaks to the power of relationships. And so, truly inspired by watching you two. You know, when you spoke about entrepreneurship and the hard work that goes into this, I'm reminded of, you know, my father who was an entrepreneur, and he always used to say, you know, and this is my baby, and you're not going to quite get someone to work just as hard as you, but you can't be mad at that person either, right? You know, because it's your baby. So I'm reminded of a quote too that I wrote it down as you were talking, and I often use it myself when we say we rise by lifting others as we climb, and that's exactly what you two are doing and what Teamworks does. So just want to say thank you for kind of sharing your journey and story here today, because it really was powerful. So